Okay, so my phone died and I lost my other chat that I was doing. So that really sucks. Um, so I just am trying to see what this is like. I haven't used my webcam down here in the workshop at all ever. So this is new. So I want to just see if I can move. Let me just see if I can move the laptop. Let's just see. Okay, that's a little bit better. Work with some light here. The sad part is you can't see what I've been doing. So what I want to show is the new line of Super Sparkle molds. And these have just released. These are on sale right now for $35 a piece. The molds are just under 4 ounces a piece of silicone. And these ones are not the food grade ones. However, I will be making the same ones in food grade to put on the website, lacranchecreations.com. You can find these all listed on the website, and then I'll show you some of the other crystal molds that I have listed on the website now for purchase. All molds are made to order, so I ask that you allow a 2-week ship time because sometimes I get inundated with orders and I'm pouring back to back. So I take the orders as they come in. So, say I get 12 orders, well, the 12th order has to wait until all the other orders are in. And so I always say 2 weeks. And if I get it done sooner, I'll ship it out to you. So, anyway, so for the first Super Sparkle mold, it is this big. And, I have the measurements on my website. And I took my ruler upstairs, so I don't have my ruler on this one. I believe it's 5. I think it's almost 7 inches. It's between 6 and 7 inches across. And if you could see how shimmery that is, and then when you take the mold out, I need to do this another way. I hate the glare on the light, so I'm sorry about that. But maybe if I hold the mold back this way, it's so bright. All right, that I don't see that that's working. Let me try something else. I got something else up my sleeve here. Let's try this. I don't know if you could see that sparkling. You can't see it. But these really sparkle. I'm not lying. I can't get it right. All right, so let's take that down and let's see. Okay, so you could see that. That light just makes it too sparkly. Let's just try this. Oh yeah. So you could see that. So you could see this is pink. I put some Martha Stewart pink satin in this. And you could see that that whole thing just shimmers. So that's the heart one. And that is listed up on the website. You need to look under just silicone molds because I have, let's see, I have super sparkle silicone molds. I have crystal cluster molds. I have food grade molds. And I believe there was one that is sold. This one is made to order, and this one is just under silicone molds. So this has the 2 jewelry pieces, and then you can make jewelry pieces out of the Super Sparkle Cross or the little druzy one that's in there. And this is listed at $45 and regularly $60. That's a lot of silicone. Silicone's very expensive. So this is a good deal right there. So the next one is the unicorn. Okay. So here's you can see the shimmer on that one. Okay. Again, this is almost 4 ounces of silicone. And this is a beautiful, see the shimmer? That is just so DAM shimmery. You just can't believe it. Gorgeous. These can be, my daughter said that these should have holes on them and have those suction cups and put them on windows. That was such a great idea. I like that idea. I was going to use some for magnets. Also, us women like to make pictures, even used in some type of geode where it would lay flat and build a geode around it. Um, what I did was I put some gold in for the horn, and then I put a little blue on the back of it, and you could see through it from the other side. So you can do them plain. You don't have to add coloring or anything like that to these. Um, this set I really like. Well, I really love them all, but this one, me and my angels, right? So I did angel wings. So those are super beautiful. This one is a little bit heavier. This is closer to 4. This one is a little bit heavier. And then the reason I have gloves on is because I don't want to put fingerprints on. I had just unmolded some of my crystal molds. Okay. So these are beautiful. I love how these turned out, these angel wings. So these are super beautiful. And I do have other ones that I haven't released yet that I'm still working on. Going to have a lot of different ones of these coming out. So these are just the first 4 that I've been working on for the last few weeks. And this one I had some chunky mermaid glitter. So you're going to see a little bit of mermaid glitter on that mold right there. I just can't get it off. So you see the shimmer on that, how beautiful that is. So what I did was I had the resin in it, and then I took the mermaid glitter and I sprinkled it across. I waited a little bit till it got a little sticky, which doesn't take long depending on what you're using. So this was just a resin. It was not the epoxy cast that I use on my gems and crystals. And then I took some thick, chunky glitter from Michaels. You see that? So I made a mermaid tail. You see that? And then when you take it off and you turn it around, you've got all the sparkles and all the shimmers going on there. And I just think that's so beautiful. I'm so in love with them. I really love them. So I have a few more styles of these coming out that aren't ready for release yet. So we'll do this 4 now, and then I'll finish up another set, and then I'll release another 3 or 4 or 2 at a time, something like that. So those are the new 4 sparkle, super sparkle silicone molds. And right now they're $35 a piece, which is a steal because that's a lot of silicone. Okay. That's a lot of silicone. Um, so for now, I wanna keep them on special for now, but that could change. Okay, so it's a good time to order them. Is all I'm going to say. And I have some for the holiday. I hope to release. So what I want to show you while you're here, I had 3 other molds that I didn't unmold before my camera went down. I was just live for an hour unmolding all these beautiful um, crystal molds. Now, so far, my crystals have had some air bubbles in them. So I wanted to perfect that, and I wanted to fix um, the issue with the bubbles. Okay, people are asking to buy my crystals, resin crystals, and I want them to be as close to perfect and beautiful as I could get them. So what I decided to do was um, we converted a paint pot into a pressure pot, which my husband did. It's not something that I could have done. It's something that he did so that it was safe for me because these can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So pressure pots are very expensive. So I watched a video and learned how to take a um, Harbor Freight paint pot and convert it into a pressure pot. Hi, Wandering Art. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming on. So what I did was I wanted to make quality crystals and quality molds. Now, I went through 18 pounds of silicone through all the orders that I did and everything, and I learned a lot. So now I'm on my second 18 pounds, and I decided that now that I have the pressure pot built, I'm going to pressure pot my molds and my crystals. Okay, so from today on, all my molds will be pressurized, which means there won't be any bubbles in them. And all my castings from, not these ones, but from today on, will not have bubbles in them. Now, these came out without bubbles in them, but the molds were not pressurized, so they're not completely 110%. They are acceptable because they're beautiful and it just everything blends in, so you really can't tell. But I can tell. So from this day forward, all my molds and crystals will be done in a pressurized system, and they will be extremely beautiful. Thank you. Right. So this has no bubbles. I just took it out of the pot a little while ago. See how clear that is? It's amazing. So I succeeded in what I was trying to do, and now I'll be able to upgrade the pictures on my website, LaCranch Creations, where I sell the molds, and I will now begin selling the crystals because people are requesting them. They don't want to mess with epoxy and resin. They just want to purchase the resin crystals. So these are going to become available in the next week or two. I now have an online shopping cart, an online store. It's before I just had PayPal buttons, but now I have been able to upgrade. So I have a lot going on at one time. I'm doing the best that I can to get things uploaded. If you have questions or need something right away, feel free to email me from my website. You can do that from the website. It's the same name as this YouTube channel and the same on the Instagram. And I have a giveaway going on that gets pulled on April 4th, my father's birthday. God bless you, Daddy. And it's been running since March 4th or 5th. And I just ask that everybody like all my social media and subscribe to my YouTube. And if you do any videos mentioning my YouTube channel, I will give you um, extra votes into the giveaway. And the giveaway is for this mold to make this crystal cluster. This was my third crystal cluster that I made. So this is the giveaway. So anyone who definitely has taken the time to do all 4 steps, and the 4th step was to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of people who never did that step. So I'm sorry to say, if you've liked all my other social media and you haven't come to my YouTube channel and subscribed, your name will not be going in. So this is to honor my 200 subscribers for my YouTube channel and anyone else who has now subscribed from the giveaway. All those names are what I'm going to pick from. So, and I will check to see that everybody did all the steps, but ultimately, if you're not on the YouTube channel, you're not going to be in it. And I like doing giveaways, and I love giving things away to people and making them feel good and making them happy. So this was the second crystal cluster that I ever made. Currently, I'm about to pour my first cluster because I had some orders come in for that. Excuse me. And I have to pour that still. But I'll show you some of what that first one was. Ow. So the first one is a big cluster. Yeah, you can watch the video and find out, but as long as you're subscribed to this channel, you're going to get in. That's the bottom line, really. That's the bottom line. So this one is currently 45. It's actually going to be going up soon because I have to cover my costs. The silicone is a fortune. So I need to be able to cover my costs, not to mention the crystals are made of epoxy cast, which is quite expensive as well. So this was number one. There's another version of number one where I put some gold, little pieces of gold that I clipped apart from another mold that I made. And I thought they look cool on there. And here's one that I did where I put the cobalt chunky glitter inside. Right? So that would be crystal number one. That's the extra large number one, which has been on special for a little while since I released it for the last few weeks. This was the next one, the second one. This one was the third one, and this will be the giveaway one. And there are no bubbles in that baby. I showed earlier on the other video how many bubbles were in my other crystal collectors. And you can see in this one that there are some bubbles in this one. So what I'm doing is I'm recasting all my crystals now and using the pot. I'm going to upgrade all my pictures to the crystal clear ones. And then I released a fourth crystal cluster, which started out like this with the big base of the big crystal cluster base on the bottom. Okay, that was too much to get out of a mold, and I had to cut the mold. And I didn't want to sell a mold that had to be split apart. I just thought that that would break the mold down too quickly. So then I did a couple more. I tried doing one like this. And this mold will be for sale. Then I tried it and I made it a little bit bigger, and I made it like this with all the sparkle crystals at the bottom of it. And then I tried it again, and I ended up with a much larger base of crystal clusters. Now, when you take these out and they're still pliable, you could take your jewelry pliers and cut the base away or cut it down, whatever you wanted to do, or leave it the way that it is. So I ended up listing these up. Right now, they have the ones listed have gold sparkles in them, but I'm going to be upgrading all the pictures after today because I just unmolded all these coming out of the pressure pot. I also was showing that this mold with the has little sparkles, super sparkles around the edge here from the drusies. That came out crystal clear. So that mold looks like that. I have a plain mold like this without the druzy look that's listed up, and that's not the same. This one has not been listed up yet. Let's see if we can put a little light up. I don't want to put too much of a glare on there. See if the crystal lights up. Woohoo! I love it. I see. All right. I don't want to ruin anything by having that light on, but I need some light to see. So I might as well show these again also. So I started making food grade molds for people who do isomalt to make isomalt crystals. I don't know, like chocolate might work in the flatter mold. I don't know how chocolate would work in the crystal point molds. But I'm gonna get some isomalt soon, and I'm gonna cast the sugar crystals and have some examples for people, for the women to see or men to see for their food, their cakes, their candies, whatever. You can make candy crystals. So I have a little one. You could find these under the food grade tab on the website, lacranchecreations.com. These are a little more expensive than the regular crystal molds because the silicone food grade to get this made was a lot more expensive than the ones I'm using. So I didn't realize how much more expensive it was going to be. But I don't know if you could see the crystals in there. I don't know that. No, that's not showing it up very well. Might be able to see it better. See them that way. A little bit of a reflection of 4 little points in that one. So that was a small one. Then I have this one is, let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8. This has 8 points within it. And I have all the measurements on the website, the information. Now these came out with a little layer of from when the bubbles popped from being in the pressure pot, but the bubbles are not inside the mold. It's just a very thin layer on the top from where they were popping. And then my pressure tank lost pressure. So I have fixed it since, but these are still perfectly good molds. It's just the tops of them have faint bubbles on them. This one, you can see that. And this is the tips of crystal points. Just tips, about that high. So it's about like that. So I'll end up having a bunch of types like this. But these are all one of a kind. No two of these are going to be the same because I have to rebuild my molds. I have to rebuild my molds each time I cast them. So no mold is alike. These big crystals, they're basically the same. There are some slight differences to them for when they come apart on me and I have to fix them. But for the most part, the first 3 or 4 are the same, but the food grade molds will always be different. So I don't know how to best show this. You'll have to forgive me. I don't know if you could see how big. I have 3 clusters in here. I have a really big cluster here, and then I have a small cluster here and another cluster here. So I don't know if this would light it up at all. No, to me, it's whiting it out. So that's not helping me at all to show you how big the crystal clusters are that are in these. Maybe you could see it a little bit there reflecting. And you could see how reflective it is inside there. So when you use the isomold in there, they're going to be beautiful points. They are going to be gorgeous points. I should have shared this right away to my Facebook. I blacked out on my first live. My phone died on me, and I had some people watching, and they just got cut off. And I don't even know if that video is going to upload or not. So I apologize. Right now, I'm just trying to share a link. Now I can't even see what happened to my link. Let's see. What happened to my link? I think I lost. Oh, there it is. Okay. Someone else is live under where I'm at, and I got distracted. Okay, so so I'll just put live again, number 2, second try, for anybody who wants to try to check it out. I feel bad that the first video cut off. I was done opening up all the crystals for everyone to see at that point, but I kind of felt bad. So let me try to share this link to my LaCranch Creations page on Facebook. And I don't like to be rude, so please time again. Second try. It'd be nice if I could do a watch party. Let's see. I'm gonna kick that watch party on. I don't know how to do that. Um, I don't know how to do it. I'm not sure how to do it from me sitting on YouTube here. It's like asking me to add a video. Okay, I don't know how to do that. So I'm just gonna close this out. Try to close it out. I don't know that it's closing out. Okay, it's not even giving me an option to share it now. It's not giving me an option to Xing it out either. So I don't know if anyone else can share it to my page. If you can, that would be awesome. I'm going to try to refresh the page, leave the page, and just put the link up in case anybody's paying attention. I don't have a very huge following, so I have under 200 people on my Facebook page. Okay, so it's not allowing me to share it. So I'm just going to go to my Facebook page and share it from my main profile, Denise Lee, over to my page, Lagrange Creations, because I have like 10 pages, 12 pages now. So we'll just share that and then get back to what we were doing. Okay, just trying not to. I had some people from Facebook on earlier, so I just didn't want to be rude. You know how hard it is to try to do things with gloves on? Okay, so I closed it out and I'm trying to share the best that I can there with that. Okay. So yeah, there's my great shelves, my beautiful set of shelves over here. I love them. I was showing them off earlier where I can dry all my tiles. Isn't that great? So thrilled about that. So happy about that happening. Okay, so I showed the food grade molds. I listed some stuff up into the new online store. I have everything listed on pages with PayPal buttons on the website, and I'm transferring all that onto the website itself. So you can still purchase stuff with the PayPal buttons or send to greenjuicemystic@gmail.com through friends and family PayPal. And I just getting my store set up. So I was listing up sets of files for coasters. And they have the cork backs and the edges are gold. And these are really beautiful, really pretty. So sets of 4 I have up, and they're $28 for a set of 4, and they are $7.90 shipping in a flat rate box in the United States only. Something like that sent to Canada or whatnot, is between $17 and $25, depending on the weight of it, because they get a little technical with that kind of stuff. So I have a lot of sets of coasters that are up. These ones are going to be clear coated again, so the shipping on them is going to be a month because I let my stuff cure for 30 days because when I lean them against each other, they all got marks on them. So I'm giving new clear coats on these, and they'll be 30 days. So they can be purchased if someone wants to get them before they're gone. These are listed, and then you send your payment in, and then I'll mark the date from the date that I clear coat them. These will be getting clear coated in the next 2 days, and they have to sit 30 days before I allow anything to touch them, to wrap them and ship them, because it just destroys them when things sit on them. So I have 180 tiles sitting here waiting to be sanded and recoated, and that whole row on the top shelf up there, that top shelf where my finger's pointing to, is, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I have approximately 55 tiles that are curing up there that have been sanded and clear coated. They're gorgeous. Every one of those are listed on the website, and they've been up there a week already. So they're 3 weeks that they will be getting shipped out. So I like to, I really like to make sure that my products are as quality as possible. Being handmade, we want to make sure that we do our best job. So my food grade molds are listed up. These 4 are the first 4. They're not, you know, they're not gorgeous, beautiful to look at. They are beautiful molds for the crystal clusters that they are, and there's no air bubbles inside of them. So the next ones are going to be even better because my pressure pot is now where I need it to be, and I can tell that because of the quality of the crystals that are coming out now. So it took me 2 weeks to get the pressure pot to hold air. Every joint was leaking. All these parts from Harbor Freight were not quality, and I ended up having to resin all my joints together on what I had to screw in because with all the sealers or the plumber's tape and then the goop or whatever we were putting on it, it wasn't working. So I ended up coating it with resin, coats and coats of resin to seal it completely. They'll never be opened again, but they are sealing. And so I'll be using, I will not use the 50 to 60 pounds of pressure. Recommended 50 with this tank. I will not even go that high. I will be using between 35 and 40 pounds of pressure because that has gotten the bubbles out, and that's going to be safe. That's a lot safer than pushing this equipment. This Harbor Freight stuff is crap. Sorry to say it, but it really is. And I don't want to push this tank and equipment any further than I have to. So I'm going to keep it at a low PSI. And as you could see, I was unmolding lots of pretty crystals. So these will be for sale. And let's open up a couple that I didn't get to yet. This is a little mini druzy one. I put some Recollections gold metal glitter in the bottom of this, and I used Epox A Cast 690 epoxy for jewelry and making lenses for projectors. And so the base of this was a stone that was in here, so it wasn't completely shiny. So this I would have to put a little glaze on the edge if I wanted it super shiny. But you could see the super sparkle crystals in the very center of it have the metal flake behind it. And then, like I said, the edges are just a little bit dull, so that would just take a little clear coat. I would hand paint that on because I don't recommend putting any clear coats on top of the super sparkle stuff because it puts a glaze on top of it and takes the super sparkle away. So you don't want to put a clear coat on that. You just want to put it on the edges of something that were like this. So I've went through 18 pounds of silicone in my first run of doing orders and making molds, and so I learned the correct way, and this was not the correct way to make a mold. So now I have um, perfected it, figured it out, and this is the correct way for the mold to come out. Okay, so there's no lip. This has a little lip on it. If you see that little edge there, so that little edge would have to be grinded down where this doesn't have the edge. The edge is where you want the mold to be. So this one actually sold today. So I will be casting more of these. Um, these are 45. They're listed at 60, and these are 45. And this is pretty heavy. So I have to get cast in some more of these because the one that was up there has now been bought. That sold just an hour or two before I went live. And the woman is a doll. I love her energy. I love her exuberance. Just a fantastic person. These artists are amazing, and I'm I'm finding a lot of really beautiful friends and souls, and I really am happy about that. So, um, so here's a little one. This is a little mold that I have, and I don't know what I listed it for. I don't remember which one I listed it for. I've been listing so much. So I'm gonna peel that off. Okay, so you see the super sparkle mold there. That's a really beautiful mold. And that's what that looks like. And this is the back of it. Crystal clear. That's the Epox A cast. So see how beautiful that is? That is just incredible. So I'm going to be listing up, I'm going to make these. I have a bunch of designs that I've started and I just haven't finished them. So these are not only going to be in all these different beautiful styles that I have here. The mermaid tail, the angel wings, the unicorn, and the heart. I'm also going to have, how do I say it? I don't even know. I don't know if I want to say I'm going to have it in waves. I'm going to have it, so that it could go across a canvas. It could be pieced together on a canvas for partial parts of geodes. Um, we all like making geodes. Uh, Stuff over here. Like we like making geodes. Like I have my moons listed up. Moons. These take a little while. These take several days of work. If people look at them and say, "Wow, they're expensive," well, wow, they take a lot of work. Okay, so if you don't like what I charge, you need to make your own, basically, because you know, my art is worth it. I am worth it. And it takes a lot of my time to make these beautiful pieces. So, what I was saying, so I would make some pieces, and I will actually be making my super sparkle molds in the shape of a moon as well. And so flat, you see, flat and thin like that. So picture Pete like that going across the canvas, and then some crystals around it and that. So I'm going to have some of those available in different shapes and sizes as well. But this one is something that I have to fix. One of the stones, this was a really thin one. And when I dropped it, one of the stones popped off when I dropped it. So I decided to just put it aside and save it. And I wasn't crazy about the color. Um, it's like a sand color, and I didn't like how that one dried. So I just thought, well, I'll just keep that one. but I had some really, really beautiful moon geodes that are um, that are already listed up. And then I found some of my older little geodes that I fooled around and played with, where I like this one I buried in resin. I'm not crazy about that. This one I was testing how to do the gold. I wasn't crazy about that. So they'll be made into something else. I was fooling around with the pink and the gold. I have a bunch of ring holders like this size with the crystals in them sticking up. Those will be getting listed up. And I was just playing around. These ones I'm going to be fixing up for my mother's bathroom. Um, I've been decorating her new apartment with a lot of my art. She's loving it, and I love that it makes her happy. Um, because as our parents get older, what can we really give them? They have everything. So what can we really do for them? What can we do to make them happy besides just love them? So when you make art and you give it to somebody, and my mother has always adored handmade anything from anybody. So when I bring her presents, like she just thinks it's just the greatest. And I love seeing how excited she gets. And these, I've been um, doing some rocks, painting some rocks for my granddaughter to hide around for Pennsylvania Rocks on Facebook, to hide around for other people to find. So I decorated some and sent them with her and her dad to hide, to give away to hide. So that's just some of the cute little things. And then we have this other little mold. These are like flat gems. I have a most beautiful pair of earrings that I made the mold from. So I'll unpeel them right now off the mold. You could see that mold. Those are like flat gems. So I don't know if this would be an interest, if it's something that I should list up on the site, if anybody would be interested in buying these or not. Maybe you can let me know in the comments what you think of those, if you think that they would be worth it to buy. I think they're pretty, and I think a couple of those laying in a couple geodes would look simply smashing. I'm such a wise. So I did my unicorn. I think that's everything that I had to take out of the castings. That my desk is filled with all the casting stuff that I was doing here. So I wanted to finish up the video because I got cut off, as I said. Um, my giveaway is April 4th. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Like my Facebook page, LaCrance Creations. Like my Instagram, please follow my Instagram on LaCrance Creations. I have two Instagrams. I have two different LaCrance Creations. You can follow them both or follow one, whichever floats your boat. And what else do we have? I don't think I have an official Twitter. I have 4 or 5 Twitters. I have a lot of things that I do. So I have a lot of different pages on a lot of different things that I do. Um, so as far as the art pages go, I think that's everything. And the main thing is subscribe to the YouTube. This is celebrating the 200 subscribers. So please subscribe. This is where I'm taking all my names from. Is going to be all my subscribers. I have them all saved in my email where I get the notification someone subscribes. And I've deleted everything else out in that account except for all the subscribers. So I'm just going to print out that whole list, and then I'm just going to cut them out individually. So that's how I don't feel like writing every hundreds of names. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit and cut all them out, and then fold them up and put them into a bucket or something, and then pull them on April 4th. I'm going to do that live on the 4th. I don't know what time of the day, so make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified if you want to see it live. And then I'll announce it, and then it's going to be for that mold that I showed earlier. It's going to be for this crystal mold. You're going to get that. You're going to get one of my copper wire wrap pendants. And you're also going to get a pair of earrings, handmade earrings. I have 82 pairs listed on the website under the earrings page, and I don't have them in the online store where you see shop. They're not in there yet, but they still can be ordered because PayPal buttons were limited on my website. So then I upgraded to a store because I'm slowly transitioning, this business into an official shopping cart store. I'm doing everything at once. But you can still send to me on Green Juice Mystic um, at PayPal and make the payment and tell me what is that you're ordering. Everything has a number or some type of code, and then I'll know what to ship it to. um, what to ship to you. Um, so the earrings, the pendant, and the crystal mold's going to go. And then probably when I hit 500, I'll do another giveaway. And I want to do a giveaway on my Instagram too, because I'm up to 1,250 or 1,290. I forget that number, but it's getting up there. So I need to do a giveaway for my Instagram people. They're fantastic. And then I'm going to do one on my LaCranch Creations page again. So I like doing giveaways. When I make things, I tend to make a lot of them, and so I like to make people happy, and so I do like to do giveaways. I think it's I've always liked to give people my crafts and stuff. Some people, there are a few people in this world who don't see the value and are not grateful when someone gives them a piece of their handmade art, and they think, well, why didn't you buy me something? Or why didn't you spend some money on me? You know what? People spend hours and hours of their heart and soul making things to make other people happy, and people should appreciate that. So if there are people who can appreciate that, I feel sorry for them because it's a great feeling to make something and give something to someone. Um, so anyway, I'm really happy that I was able to figure out how to do a live on my laptop because I've been using my iPhone 6 and it only lasts so long and then it dies out on me, which is a bummer. So check out my YouTube videos, like them, leave comments on them. It helps my channel grow. I've had my channel since, oh gosh, I'm going to say like August of 2018, and I'm trying to build that channel up. Um, so any help would be appreciated. If you tag me in your videos, and I see that you've tagged me in your videos on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, especially YouTube, you'll get, I'll put two more entries into the pot for you for these giveaways. And I'm also going to keep all my giveaways. I still have the names from the other two giveaways that I have done so far. And I keep all the names, and all the names of all my giveaways will be kept, and they will all keep going into the giveaway pot because these are people who have supported me and have been so kind and so sweet. And I really appreciate it. Genuine, sweet people really make a difference. Um, really makes a difference. I mean, I'm not going to say why it makes such a difference for me in my life. Trust me. The kindness of people and feeling their hearts and their souls means a lot to me. And I feel people, just like the woman who just bought the last order today, and she started talking to me, and she talked to me all day long, on and off, actually. And I can, I can feel the energy of other people. Um, I'm a medium, and I've been a channel for healing for 35 years plus now, and so I feel people, and it's so wonderful. It's just so wonderful. I can feel a phony, and I can feel a real person, and I can feel people's excitement. And when I feel their excitement, it lifts me up, and it's very exciting to me. So Anyway, I'm going to stop babbling on right now, and I'm going to thank everyone. I will do my best to get onto the lives now. I've been working really hard on this tank every day, and I've had some, um, you know, other things going on with trying to fulfill orders and making molds. I really have a lot going on for one person. So I'm doing my best. Please comment, um, questions. I'll be happy to answer most of your questions. There are just a few things that I'm not going to answer, um, but I will do my best to help people. So I have a goal, and I'm not going to allow anything or anyone to interfere in my goal. And I'm staying focused, and I want you to stay focused and keep moving forward in everything that you do in life, and believe in yourself, and know that what you say, what you think, and what you visualize in your mind's eye is what you're going to create in your life, because this life is an illusion at this time for us in this incarnation, and we can create it to be anything that we want. And this is what I wanted, and this is what I've created. And you can do the same thing too, no matter what it is that you're going to do. So stay positive and keep moving forward, and keep your thoughts and mind and words positive, and don't allow the negative or fear to get in the way to control you. Nothing can control you. You are in charge of you, and that is how that goes. So be mindful of everything you do, how you treat people, your thoughts and your words, and you can manifest anything you want in your life. And I thank you, and rock on, make something beautiful, and I will see you so soon. It's not even funny, your head's going to spin. Ciao. Now we just have to figure out how to turn off the stream. Oh, I see it. All right, rock on, people. Thanks. Bye.